So let's see what Miguel Duran had, or Dura. I just added an N at the end of that. Sorry. So right here, this is looking very okay. So Beastboss, a mech, Knob on Smash a Squig with Edwapus Kiltropo, Warboss, follow me lads, and then a weird boy. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, I'm already kind of like, what's happening here? You have a mech and you don't have flash kits. So we see Beastboss, Burna Boyz, two 5-man unit. Okay. 2 units of 10 Gretchen, 1 Scalpel unit. You gotta have this. As you notice, I just want to call myself out on this. This has ended up on like every GT list almost. I mean, I'm not gonna say all because I might have missed one, but on the vast majority of GT lists, you're seeing the legendary Scalpel unit. 3 units of Storm Boys, 3-man units of Squighog Boys. Did we even? Okay, we did see one. I was like, we have to see at least one now on Smash a Squig. And then we have 2 units of Warbikers, and then 4 trucks. So this is just a lot of trash. This is like, cheap chaff running all over the table. I'm not necessarily trying to kill you. Squighogs Boyz could kill some things, but you're not killing everything. So let's see what this kind of renowned kind of, Beastboss plus Beastsnagga Boyz. They can punch out a small armored unit, a small knight, maybe a Tyranid monster to a certain extent. Knobs can go out there and punch it, but really 3 units of Storm Boys, multiple Gretchen, Burna Boyz, 4 trucks as close to the truck spam. You got 2 units of Warbikers, 3 units of Squighog Boyz. You just have a lot of units there that are not supposed to be easy to chew through. So let's see how he did and what he went into. And these were the WTC scoring and such like that, the international European ones. So there's like my margins is their point. So let's see what their first matchup was. The dreaded Aeldari. Did he lose this matchup? Yeah, he did lose actually his first matchup. Which is a hard way to start the day. So it's good to see he gained some momentum after that. Great way to keep that in mind. So we have the Artark Wayleaper, the Avatar of Cain, the Farseer with the Phoenix Gem, trying to keep that girl. Okay, Fate's Messenger, another Farseer, Spirit Seer, and the Yidin Khan. Okay, so he brought the Yidin Khan and the Avatar of Cain. Usually it's like you bring one or the other. This person's bringing both. That becomes a resource management game, and usually, if you're an orc player, what would I say? I would say take your big brick of Squighog Boys, run up, throw multiple Squighog Boyz into either whichever one you're more likely to kill at that time when depending on what resources you have allocated where. But the Avatar Kane or the Yinkarn, throw Squighog bombs into him, throw actual grenades into him with a grenade strap for 1 CP, get your dev wounds from your Beastboss into him, use Umbrella Carnage Fish for that to take one of those units out. And we hypothetically do have enough capability to kill that. But then if there's 2, it's like, ooh, and then you have to actually allocate them and deploy them well. And you've seen this unit, this list we're working with, there's a lot of chaff. Night Spinners trying to slow you, so some of those other units are getting slowed that aren't Squighog Boyz. And then you have Shroud Runners, so they're running around trying to play Swooping Halls, play the mission. And then, a brick of Wraithguard. So then you do have that big break of Wraithguard that hypothetically, if your knobs don't get there, let's say because the Night Spinner somehow try to find a way to stop them, or some of these other units try to engage with them, or maybe they went off to try to fight the Avatar, they went off to try to fight the Incarn, you still have to do with the Wraithguard. So yeah, this could be an actual tough list, especially if you don't bring all of our normal legendary fighting type units that orcs typically have, because he didn't bring as many, right? You can see there's no Maz, there's no Gaz, there's there's one knob with Edwapus Kill Chopper. I'm not talking down on his list. I'm saying that's exactly why we do this, because we can all know what someone does to go, hey, that guy's greater. Oh, he didn't do good. But here we gotta see what happened. And that's what the whole point of this is, for us to all learn. How much can we push these thresholds on chaff, trash, data sheet, damage, blah, 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 stuff like that. Because I believe the other list we look at today is like 18 Squighog Boyz, right? You didn't hear about that doing great. So let's stay tuned in. So yeah, over here, we see with Traff, and when you're going against 3 super killy things like that, with that Aeldari unit, and then they're also the movement shenanigans and such, you're just in for problems there. So yeah, still a great job, Miguel. I mean, you tried, it was, you still showed up and you ended up doing great, because the next game you put up 20 points against the Tau Empire. Okay, I like that. Having a lot of trash in this sense that's hard to shoot through and reliably could be a good thing going into Eldar, into Tau. So we have Cadre Fireblade, Commander Farsight, Commander Shadow Sun, Commander in Kotsar Battles, and the Crew Shaper. I'm just glad you brought a crew. I just want to crump them. I just want to crump a crew, Breacher team, sorry, top person. Breacher team, Devilfish, only one, okay. Broadside Battlesuit, Crisis, there we go. Big Crisis break, a small Crisis unit, a smaller Crisis, I mean, it's not necessarily small, you know what I mean. Ghost Keel, Hammerhead Gunship. People look at this and be like, that's silly, but they're actually not bad at all. They're actually quite a little bit competitive. Crew Carnivores, Okay. Piranha stealth battle suits and Tetras. Okay, so it's only one unit of Tetras. This is one of those things where this guy brought a bunch of small things, and we just so happen to have a bunch of different. We actually happen to have a bunch of different units that could actually engage with this as a whole and kill most of these units in like small skirmishes and such. Or when they're trying to allocate their shooting, they can't reliably do that either. Because it's like each unit that we have can actually end up tanking it with their odd toughness, with the truck transports, and such like that. And the flamers actually end up working into play too to a certain extent. So I'm gonna get rid of this one right here because I had too many open. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was looking over at the orc players list again. Yeah, and most people, I was thinking that Tau would become more of a problematic matchup for orcs, but really it just becomes those things that as long as they don't have a very, very long range. They don't have high threshold of damage, like high strength weapons too much. And then they're trying to focus fire you. They're trying to get to turn 3 so that they can get their rerolls from their Tetras and become actually very reliable into shooting and very over effective. So as long as you close a different distance with them and actually start to kill them before you get to turn 3, you really just start to pick up a lot of their units, holding them back. At that point, you should be able to corner them and effectively beat them by scoring on the mission and such. And you can see he put up straight 20 points into them. Great job there. Let's look at his third game, which he put up another 20 points in. Let's see what he had to fight. So Necrons, Hexmar Destroyer, Emotech Swarmlord, Skos Lord? Locust Horde, sorry, what the heck? I forgot how to read. Lord and Orkin the Divina, Technomancer, and Transcendent Khitan. 120-man unit of warriors, and then you got the Khitan trying to be super durable. Canoptic Reanimator, Canoptic Scarabs, Crypto Thralls. Of course, it's annoying. What else is going to be here if we have 2 units Crypto Thralls, huh? Flayed Ones for that kind of shenanigans of Deep Strike. Locust Destroyers, okay. Locust Heavy Destroyers, and then Lich Guard. Okay, I was looking for them. So here we go. Lich Guard, we got, okay, so we have the 2 reliable bricks. But to be honest, with these kind of with these orc lists, between the beast bosses, your grenades, Squighog mines, you actually do have enough, and Adwapa Skill Choppa to reliably kill a Khitan. Like most armies are going to have a really, really hard time with that. You really don't. I mean, and remember, guys, we always have tank shock with our truck. So you start looking at this and you're like, how would people kill this stuff? That's how we kill it. You run into them, you start running them over with your truck, you start beating them with little power claw fights, killing the flayed ones, the locust destroyers. They might go off that game, they really might not. Even then, they're just popping a truck, not getting their points back effectively throughout the turns before you close distance on them with Squighogs boys. I'm talking about the destroyers here, sorry. And then these destroyers, they can fight pretty good, but that's where something like Knobs comes into play, where you just kind of punch them out. You could usually ignore either the Lich Guard mob. I would try to, but kind of let them hold where they're going to hold for the most part. And it's really about getting to the Necron warriors before they get to where they want to go. If you start touching them, they can't fall back and shoot. So you just want to just touch them. Oh, you can't move forward. Haha. Oh, you're going to fall forward a little bit. I'm just going to keep killing you and keep touching you more and basing you out so you can't go where you have to go. They can't string reanimate onto objectives like they used to be able to do. So they actually have to go right back where they were. And then they have so many points to throw into their characters that as you start to kill things, the characters start to slowly die. You kind of score these secondaries kind of not necessarily easy, but because they're slow, you should be taking over the board. And then unless I missed it, he didn't have they do have resurrection orbs, but they don't have the shadow, trying to redeploy shenanigans on there. So where the Lich Guard are going, where they're going to end up. So he got him. Great job by that. Having all that chaff, you kind of beat them up where you want. Constantly score, touch, ignore, and then you just end up outplaying them. So great job there. Game 4. Necrons are not one of those factions we have a terrible hard time with. People like to talk down Necrons, but they're not bad. Okay, and then we go into what is an issue, and he did lose in this game. Okay, so important to pay attention here, and we see already what it is. We see it is the Leagues of Short Hands. So we have the Einhir champion with the Appraising Glare, Grimnir, a Cow, and Uthor, the Dust. Then we got Hearthcar Warriors. Let me see, I'm just looking at their weapons real quick, make sure before I start chanting off things. With the Ion Blasters, so they're reliable. More Hearthguard, Setchtar. Okay, so this is quite competitive, as you can see right off the bat. But whenever you see someone bringing this many transports, just like for orcs as a whole, it works for them too, especially because you got to remember with their army, if their units die, they're more likely to get tokened. Their units are slow. You need the transports to kind of set them up and disembark so you can shoot wherever you want to go. For us, we're disembarking. Oh, we can't advance and charge that can kind of sometimes be annoying because we don't have the ramps like a Land Raider, right? But if all you want to do is get out and shoot, that becomes very problematic when these units can run up and actually jump out and shoot. We have the Brokir Thunder King. And then we have the Earth Guard. The Earth Guard, with their fact that they're going to come down, they're going to get the deep strike. They're going to get so much ridiculous, reliable volume of fire. And then, you can bring multiple units of them. So the Sagittarium are running out, taking over the sides. Let's see if they have bikers, right? Before I start talking about how annoying these guys can be into the match. And then you have the Pioneers. Okay, yeah. So exactly, you can just be like, oh, I'm gonna, these guys are gonna play the side of the board. They're gonna come in, come out, so you can close distance with them. Here's some more right there, bikers, like I was saying. You have the Terminators, their version of Terminators with these Thunderkin to come in on the edges as well, just clear you off as you try to stage. The Brokir to get more reliable shooting, and then Sagittarius with their own firepower, with the Thunderkin warriors, with their somewhat fighty characters that have odd durabilities, ability to get back up, to get more wound tokens onto you. It's one of those things that you're chewing through their transports, you're chewing through maybe even some of their Hearthkin warriors, and then the rest of their units are just fighting you at full potential and just kind of crumping you. So yeah, I don't miss that at all, but fighting against a bunch of transports, but Leagues of Voltann's giving everybody problems. This is one of those things where Gaz, hypothetically, as long as you avoid their dev wound kind of output, might be able to kind of deal with some of these problems. I mean, he can jump through these guys, he can stand on an objective, try to give him heroic threats. You guys got to play the sides of the board, so if he comes in, it's like they're just trying to clear him, and if he closes the distance into one of these Earth Guard, he actually can possibly kill them. So I'm still, you get the lethals from that. You can use cheaper units to try to pop the Sagittars if you have to on that turn. I haven't figured it out yet because I haven't fought. There's a very good League Voltann player near me, so I have to kind of actually get a hold of him and play with him. He does great. He performs well at GTs and wins RTTs and such. Even he's been playing them since before the nerf. So before the increase. So I got to actually get more games into him because this is a problem I want to figure out soon. I do think Gaz could be the way to figure that out though. Great job, Miguel though. Great job because you showed up and to play the game. That's why I'll still say great job. Because it's hard and they're a really great faction right now. They're really effective and nobody likes to get shot off the table. So that's the last but certainly not least. Let's look at his last matchup. So we have Zuas. I can't. From the Salamanders. And what are you playing? Firestorm Assault Force. Yeah. So let's see how this did. I'm interested to figure this out. So he does have Votann. He's Stain. Lieutenant with combi weapons. Only 2 characters. I like cheat. I like that. Assault Intercessors, 85 points. These guys run in. They can do, mortal wounds with their jetpacks into you. 85 points. Jetpack characters are fine. 20 more points than a Storm Boy. So why do Space Marines bring them? Well, that's their version of cheap, and they have better armor saves and they can do more. So there we go. Inceptors with plasmas. Okay. I think, plasmas are fine. I'm just thinking out loud, like, okay, what is he trying to do? Because he brought 3 of them. So this is actually straight up for firepower. Because when you see a small unit, you're like, that's for scoring. But when you bring that big unit, you could kill. So Infernus can actually go off in this detachment. So it's kind of cool to see that. 170 points. That can kill like orcs, because whereas toughness 5 and strength, they could kind of start doing work. But as a whole, we're usually not worried about it. Infiltrators, great for them. Repulsa. Scout, we're going to do the Scout Squad. Get up, dude. If you guys don't know what Scout Squads do, super points effective. Very ridiculously annoying. I'm happy for Space Marines as a whole, but that's hilarious. Vanguard Veteran Squad with jump packs. So this guy's going for jump packs. He's trying to play small scoring objectives. Here I go. I'm going to shoot you. I don't see as many flamers or aggressors, as I thought I would see. So yeah, I appreciate his list, right? It looks like he's trying to fight with some of these jetpack guys, but when you're going to go against, as we've seen with the orc matchup, we have our own flamers. We have our own kind of skirmishing units. Even dealing with bikers with some of these units is going to be hard. Even with our bikers can just charge into them and hold them, when in that one for a second. Oh, they're going to try to fall back and charge us, whatever. But as a whole, we can win the fight because even with our power claws and our toughness 6, we're going to just deal with all these jump packy units. The Naba himself is kind of going to be the problem solver here. 2 whirlwinds. Whirlwinds are super effective. And then 1 Cladius Assassin. So I think this is someone still trying to figure it out, put it together. I do appreciate his list, but he doesn't have what we would typically see as the most killy, unless I'm missing something there, of that Firestorm Gauntlet list. Very cool. As a whole, as we know, a lot of small chaff with small trucks is great, especially if you throw the knobs in there so you have something reliable to kill.